Welcome back to the second session of professional writing. We stopped last time on the slide talking about chapter 3, research and evidence integration. Professional writing gains authority and persuasiveness through the strategic integration of credible evidence, whether you're supporting your recommendations in business proposal, documenting findings in a technical report, or building arguments in a policy brief. Your ability to locate, evaluate, and incorporate reliable sources distinguishes competent writing from truly exceptional communication. Think about decision making in professional contexts. Executives, managers, and professionals that make high stakes decisions with significant consequences, approving budgets, implementing policies, choosing vendors, developing strategies. They cannot make these decisions based on hunches or unsupported opinions. They need they need evidence. Now let's go to talk about the four essential dimensions. Source discovery, identifying relevant, credible sources through systematic research strategies, source integration, incorporating evidence seamlessly while maintaining your voice and flow, critical evaluation, accessing source reliability, bias, and relevance to your specific purpose, proper attribution, citing sources accurately to build credibility and avoid plagiarism. Citations serve multiple purposes. They acknowledge intellectual debt, allow readers to verify your claims, demonstrate depth of your research, and protect you from plagiarism. Some associations, different fields use different citation styles. You must master a style appropriate to your professional context. Now let's go to talk about why evidence matter. In professional contexts, evidence-based writing demonstrates due diligence, supports informed decision making, and protects organizations from liability. Your research skills directly impact the quality of recommendations you can offer and the confidence stakeholders place in your analysis. This chapter equips you with systematic approaches to research that enhance both efficiency and effectiveness in your professional writing. You learn to find better sources faster, evaluate them more critically, and integrate them more skillfully. Now, let's go to talking about that in professional writing, unsupported assertions undermine credibility. Every significant claim should be anchored by verified evidence from authoritative sources. This doesn't mean you need citations for obvious facts. The sky is blue, water freezes at 32 Fahrenheit, but any claim that could be questioned, any recommendation with significant implications, any analysis of trends or causes, these need evidence. Your credibility depends on it. Now, let's go to talk about best practices or research best practices. Effective research in professional writing contexts requires systematic approaches to source discovery, critical evaluation frameworks, and ethical integration practices. The following best practices will enhance the quality and the credibility of your evidence-based professional documents. Let me emphasize systematic approaches. Professional research isn't haphazard. You do not just Google random terms and use whatever appears first. You develop a research strategy before you begin searching. You identify the types of sources and appropriate for your purpose. You use advanced search technical to find relevant material efficiently. You evaluate what you find critically before incorporating it. Now let's go to evaluating source readability. Apply the CRAAB test to assess sources, currency, how recent, relevance, how applicable, authority, who authorized it, accuracy, is it verified, and the purpose, why was it created, prioritize peer-reviewed publications, reports from established organizations, government data, and expert testimony. Be skeptical of sources with obvious bias, commercial interests, or lack of transparency about methodology. If a source doesn't explain where its data comes from or how it reached conclusions, treat it cautiously. If a source has clear financial interests in convincing you of something, be extra critical. Now, let's go to paraphrasing techniques. Effective paraphrasing involves the genuinely restating ideas in your own words and sentence structures, not just substituting synonyms. Read the source carefully, set it aside, and write your understanding from memory. Then verify accuracy against the original. Paraphrasing demonstrates comprehension and allows you to emphasize aspects most relevant to your purpose while maintaining proper attribution. When you paraphrase, you can adjust the emphasis, add context, or streamline information in ways that serve your specific document better than direct quotation would. Now let's go for a strategic quote. Use direct quotations sparingly and purposefully when the original language is particularly powerful, precise, or authoritative. Integrate quotations grammatically into your sentence. Keep quotes brief, use ellipses and brackets to excerpt relevant portions. Always provide the context before the quote and the explanation or analysis after, never leaving quotations to speak for themselves. Do not assume the relevance is obvious. Explain why this quote matters to your argument. Now let's go to uh, overview of citation styles, ABA style, commonly used in business, social science, and healthcare fields, emphasizes publication data or dates with author, date, and text citations, format, author, year, clear focus on currency of research, detailed reference list requirements, a specific formatting for digital resources, which is increasingly important as more research appears online. Now let's go to Chicago style, preferred in business history and some humanities fields, offers footnotes, endnotes, footnotes and endnotes or endnotes, and author date opinions, provides flexibility for various document types, two citation systems available, comprehensive rules for diverse sources, professional appearances in formal documents like annual reports white papers, or historical analysis. Now let's go for MLA, citation styles. Common in humanities and some professional contexts use parenthetical author page citations, emphasizes work cited page organization, streamlined in text citations, clear guidance for digital media, focus on accessibility and clarity. Recent MLA updates have simplified citation format and better uh, accommodated digital sources, recognizing that scholarship increasingly appears online rather than in traditional print publications. Uh, Professional tip: always verify which citation style your organization or industry prefers. Consistency matters more than specific style choosing. Consider using citation management software like Zotero, Mendeley, or EndNote to maintain accuracy and efficiency across large projects. These tools store source information, generate citations automatically, and update your reference list as you work. There are enormous time saviors for documents with many sources. Now let's move to chapter 4, talking about document design and formatting. Professional documents must not only communicate effectively through words, but also through visual design that enhances readability, comprehension, and credibility. Documented design encompasses every visual element from typography and spacing to the strategic use of headings, lists, and graphics. These choices profoundly affects how audiences receive, process, and act upon your message. Many writers underestimate design's importance. They focus entirely on content, choosing the right words, structuring arguments, incorporating evidence. Then they slap that content into a document with no attention to visual presentation. This is a mistake. Now let's go to visual hierarchy. Guide readers through your document using size, weight, and the positioning to signal relative importance of information. Headings, subheadings, and visual emphasis should create a clear roadmap that enables both detailed reading and the quick scanning. Many readers scan before reading, looking at headings to determine what sections matter most for their needs. Descriptive headings like budgets exceeded projections by 15% are more useful than generic headings like financial results. Now let's go to consistency standards. Apply formatting choices uniformly throughout documents and across document sets. Consistent style choices from developing levels to list formatting create a professional polish while reducing cognitive load for readers. Uh, who can focus on content rather than decoding varying visual conventions. Now let's go to accessibility considerations. Design documents that remain readable for all audiences, including those with visual impairments or reading disabilities, adequate contrast, readable fonts, meaningful link text, and alternative text for images ensure your messages reach every intended reader. Now let's go to say that in our visually oriented culture, documented design has become inseparably from effective professional communication. Well-designed documents convey attention to detail, respect for the reader's time, and organizational sophistication. Poor design, even with excellent content, can undermine credibility and prevent your message from receiving the attention it deserves. Visual and structural elements. But before that, I have to say that I've seen brilliant analysis ignored because they were presented in poorly designed documents that readers couldn't navigate. I've been medical content to receive attention because it has or it was packaging or packaged in polished professional documents. This isn't fair, but it's reality. Design matters. As a professional writer, you must master both content and presentation. Now let's go to visual and the structural elements. So the visual presentation of your professional documents significantly impacted their effectiveness, strategic use of white space, um, typography, alignments, and visual elements transform this information into accessible, engaging content that respects readers' time and cognitive capacity. Let me emphasize cognitive capacity. People have limited mental sources for processing information. Reading dense, poorly formatted text is cognitively expensive. It requires effort and concentration that many busy professionals cannot or won't invest. Now let's move to white space, typography, and alignment. White space, the empty areas surrounded text and the graphics, provides visual breathing room that prevents overwhelming readers and guides the eye through your document. Generous margins, spacing between paragraphs, and the padding around the graphics enhance readability and create professional appearance. Typographic choices affect both aesthetics and comprehension. Select professional readable fonts, serif fonts like Times New Roman or Garamond for body text and printed documents. Sans serif fonts like Arial, Calibri, or Helvetica for digital documents and presentations. Use no more than two fonts familiar per document. Maintain consistent font sizes 11 to 12 points for body text and incrementally larger for headings. 14 points for headings, 12 points for body text. These sizes differences create visual hierarchy. Now let's go to talking about alignment that creates visual cohesion and professional polish. Left align body text for optimal readability in English and other left to right languages. Two-centered alignment sparingly for titles or emphasis. Specify texts only when sophisticated. Hyphenation prevents awkward spacing, align related elements consistently to reinforce relationships and create visual harmony. If you are showing comparison align the compared items. If you are showing a sequence, align steps consistently. This visual consistency helps readers understand relationships between elements. Now let's move to table charts and graphics. Visual elements serve specific rhetorical purposes in professional documents. Tables organize comparative data, enabling readers to identify patterns and relationships quickly. Keep tables simple with clear headers, minimal lines, and adequate spacing. Place tables near relevant text discussion. Do not make readers flip pages. Searching for table number three mentioned in your analysis tables should appear on the same page or immediately following the text that researchers or references them. Label tables clearly with descriptive titles that explain what the table shows. Table 1, quarterly sales by region 2023 is better than just table number 1. Now let's go to charts and graphics part 2. Transform numerical data into visual stories. Choose charts types purposefully. Line charts for trends over time, bar charts for comparisons, pie charts for uh, parts of a whole. Use sparingly. Scatter plots for colorations, correlations. Label access clearly. Include legends when necessary and cite data sources. Now let's move to tell you that label access clearly so readers know what they are looking at. Include legends when necessary to identify different lines or bars, cite data sources so readers know where your information comes from and can verify it if needed. Now let's go to graphics, including photographs, diagrams, and illustrations, should serve clear communicative functions and not merely decorate. Every visual element should be referenced in the text, include descriptive captions and enhance rather than duplicate written contents. Ensure sufficient resolution for your delivery formats. Graphics that look fine on screen may print poorly if resolution is too low. If your document will be printed, test print graphics to ensure clarity. Now, let's go to examples of well-designed documents. Executive summary. Notice the generous white space, clear heading, hierarchy, and strategic use of call-out boxes to highlight key findings. Bullet points break up texts and facilitate scanning. Annual report. Effective integration of charts and infographics. tells the data story visually while maintaining consistent branding through color palettes and typography choices. Business proposal, clean layout with clear sections, numbered pages, table of contents, and visual elements that support rather than overwhelm the persuasive narrative. Graphics illustrate key points without distracting from arguments. Study exemplary documents in your field, what is what makes them effective. Adapt those principles to your own work. We will stop here and we'll continue the last and the final session tomorrow. Until tomorrow, tata for now.